Hey everyone. So this chapter sets the stage for what is in essence the final fights with Sakamoto and Heisuke facing down apart. Well, basically Nagamo faces down Minimalist. And if I was to bring up one critique about this chapter already, is that I kind of wish Suzuki focused a little more on the Nagamo fight, and we got to see more of that. But with the way with the way Suzuki handles plot progression, I imagine if that did happen, this fight would have been finished sooner than intended. If he sooner than intended. Also, I will say, even though we still don't know where Aoi is, with the reveal that Taro asked Nagamo to watch the store as a favor because he's worried about his family, that in itself was, and even though that in itself was likely an excuse to go after a part, at least so far, that at least in itself tells us that Aoi and Hana are likely far and away from this situation, which it does feel a little convenient for them to be out of this situation, but at least we know that now, and I love how hilariously transactional Taro's relationship with Nagamo is. When Nagamo complains about needing to do it in order to do this favor for Taro, he immediately goes to he immediately like resorts to, I better be getting paid for this, and Taro instantly agrees. Like, there's something that is hilariously transactional about their whole friendship. In saying that, although I was disappointed with the Nagamo fight getting cut off maybe a little early, I do gotta say I love the fast-paced and frenetic energy of Heisuke's battle with Apart. Like, the fact that Apart was able to so quickly rebound and counter pretty much immediately after Heisuke took his shot, like, that's the kind of stuff that does show that while Apart is a serial killer, he's not just he's not he's not entirely reckless either. Like, he's not entirely reckless in the way that normal, like, psychopathic killers are. He does have some legitimate skill in a fight, and Heisuke, to his credit, remains consistently amazing in this chapter. Like, the moment he saw Apart catch his bullet, he not only knew he was outmatched, but that Apart also got a lock on him. So he did the only thing he could do, call for help. And with Taro's arrival, that also awakened a sleeping beast within Apart, like one that's gonna go on a rampage now in this fight. If Although I do also gotta say, if we take Taro's words about his body feeling lighter at face value, then the old Granley I think definitely unlocked a little bit more of who he used to be. So that in itself begs the question of how much further will it take before we see Taro basically return to who he fully was in his prime. I think that's my biggest question right now: is how far is Suzuki willing to take Taro's progression with him like regaining all of the full strength of what he had back in his prime. And I think that's what he's going to keep continuously building on from this point on. Is we are going to reach a point where Taro does eventually, like, he does get back to who he was completely in his prime. I'm saying that I'm aware that because this is partly a comedy gag manga, the whole, like, him being a plump him being a plump man is probably, it's never going to go away. But I think he is going to still train in order, he is still going to regain who he used to be at some point. And yeah, with us entering the tail end of this arc, one thing that's remained in the back of my mind is what exactly X is doing but while all this is going on, because he is the one who more or less hired these guys, and it's growing concerning to me that what we've seen of his involvement in this arc has been sparse at best. Like, despite being recruited to kill JAA assassins, this is more and more starting to feel like that they were hired to be a distraction, to tear the JA's attention from whatever it is he's doing behind the scenes of all this. And most likely in the climax is where we'll learn all of what he's been doing and why he hired these criminals. Because there's anything I learned from X's first introduction, is he does feel like a man who does things with purpose. There's nothing random about the choices he makes. And although this arc does kind of feel like a bit of a side thing, just the fact that we haven't seen anything from basically we haven't seen anything from X in itself says that, yeah, this whole thing has been a distraction, I think. It's just a matter of when the pin drops and we learn what exactly it was that X has been doing all this time. But and but yeah, and yeah, like I said, aside from that, like I said, I think one of the big, I think the fact that Nagamo actually got involved in this at all, though, I think it does kind of also reinforce my point that I think Nagamo in the aftermath of these fights, Nagamo is going to be the one to in order to train in order to train in order to train in order to agree to like train to train Taro and the others, because yeah, everyone, I think, in the aftermath of this is going to need to get stronger for sure. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Blue Sky and with Crunchyroll. Be sure to hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and share the video around, guys. Dark Knight of Anime signing off. Later, everyone.